Hi and welcome to Little Bits Honeybees YouTube channel. I'm the Skinny Bee Man. It's September 13th, Thursday. It's about 85 degrees, a little warm. Humidity's up a little bit. This is beginner series, week 23. I apologize for the air conditioner, but when I put these hives up here to make videos that I never even thought about the air conditioner running all the time, making a bunch of noise. It's getting that time of year where we got to think about getting ready for winter. A couple of things we do different from now on out. Here in Indiana, I've got about 6 weeks left of the bees growing. That's 2 brood cycles. Need to get the biggest brood cycles that we can get for all the young nurse bees. So last week, after the video, I increased the syrup water. I'm now feeding a little heavier than 1.5 to 1. Starting to put some stores in these boxes, give them plenty of food. And now we're getting that time of year where when you pull a frame out, we need to put it back where it belongs. These bees are getting their brood nest set up for winter, and what they'll do, they'll put a brood nest in a basketball circle right in the middle of this. There'll be honey all the way around that, honey and pollen. So they're setting it up the way they want it. They know more than we do, so need to start putting it back the way that they had it. Early spring, same way. They know how they can control the heat in there. So if you go changing frames around, you can get some chill brood that you would normally get. But middle of summer, you can do about anything you want to do with the frames. Everything's just fine. We'll get in here and see what we got. We're going to, you want to make sure taking care of your mites. You say, well, I ain't got any mites. If you got bees, you got mites. That's just the way it is. And need to be treated August, early September. The mite load peaks out, and they carry all these viruses. And if you haven't treated all summer and they've got a heavy mite load, and you treat, I'm telling you, there is a chance that they will just up and abscond, leave the box, because they're stressed anyway because of the mite load. That's why I preach treating them all summer. Got good healthy bees flying in. They're not pollen stressed. The goldenrod's in full bloom right now here. I'll try to see if I can get you a picture of the goldenrod up over this back 40. The goldenrod's in full bloom. They're working it pretty hard. And get this set back up. But after the goldenrod and the asters, it's pretty much a dearth till they get cold enough they don't fly. So we got to continue to feed and make sure they got plenty of pollen. You hear this old wives' tale out there, the only reason they need pollen is to raise brood. That's absolutely a false statement. Bees have got to have protein just like they got to have the carbohydrates. And so a box of bees with no pollen in it, they can have all the honey in the world, they'll still starve to death. I've done it. It's a proven fact. We're feeding a little heavier. I'm going to just kind of take a peek up here in this honey super. I didn't really think they needed it, but I stuck it up here just to give them a little room. See if they put any open nectar in here yet. A few bees up there working it. On this goldenrod flow, if they don't start putting some in here. We'll just pull this back off. It's just extra space they got to take care of. Control for hive beetles and wax moths and more they got to heat. It's going to start cooling off here a little bit. Another couple, 3 weeks, it's going to start getting cool in the evenings. Now, if these are all nurse bees in this box, these 2 boxes here are plenty strong enough to go through the winter. They're not a problem anymore. Later on, we're going to show you how I get them ready for winter. There's a hive beetle right there running around. It was a hive beetle. Not a hive beetle anymore. We'll not spend a lot of time in here warning everybody on an inspection, but you're looking for your hive beetles, wax moth. Make sure you look down on that bottom board. Make sure that bottom, we get down in there and make sure that bottom board's clean. Them hive beetles will get in there and wax moths and they'll take over. Just really ain't done a whole lot on that outside frame. Bring it in, open nectar. Got a lot of capped at the top, open nectar at the bottom. Same thing on that side. I think about all the queens are about out of this queen bank. We'll have to look at it here in a minute. All cap brood there next to our queen bank. They've capped them all and backfilled with honey because the queen's evidently not been back up there. We've got all the queens out of there except one. Let me see here if we can get a peek at her. There, bee's got her head stuck in the cage. She must be on the other side. I've not really got a good look at her. There you can see her. She's right there in there running around just fine. They're taking care of her. I got some virgins to put in there that I'm shipping out to be AI'd. So we'll get a few more back in the queen bank here next week or so. Full frame of cat brood. Like I say, we're backfilling this. They might get up to the top box. We're backfilling pretty hard in this box of nectar. A little bit of cat brood down in the corner, nectar. We got this filled with nectar. Cap nectar. Okay, so they're already going into their winter. She's staying down the bottom box. We're starting to backfill this all with honey. That box has got a little bit of weight to it. You guys notice as beginners, I'm not using a lot of smoke. If you use a lot of smoke, you make the bees mad. Just kind of get their heads down, get them tucked into where they're sucking nectar. It's an instinct. When they smell smoke, they start filling their honey stomachs up with honey in case they've got to evacuate the nest. That's what it triggers. This is a brood frame hatching out. We're backfilling with nectar. Of course, it's the outside frame, which is that's probably what we ought to expect. Our queen doesn't look like she's laid in there. They're backing off. They're making their brood nest consolidated to the center. We got this shade here, I can't see. Cap brood, and they're backfilling with honey in the spare spots. Same thing on that side. Cap brood. Here's a couple queen cups. Nothing in it. I've seen another one someplace. On the other side. Another queen cup. Nothing in it. Okay, she's been on this frame recently. There's fresh eggs on it. Oh, this shadow's in here. I can't get to where I can see the bees. But we're on an 8-frame box, so the third frame in from the outside, she's actively working it, the queen is. This looks like a frame starter strip we dropped in the middle probably last time or time before. This is where I would think the queen would be if she hadn't got a leg full, and she's about got a leg full. got it all laid up. Looks like this lighting, we may not even see the queen, but we know she's in there because we got eggs, fresh eggs. Larva doesn't mean the queen's in there. Them eggs standing up, straight up and down the cell is 24 hours or less old. They get older than 24, they lay down on their side. They get 72 hours old, they're laying down the bottom of the cell ready to hatch. We can kind of judge when the last time your queen was in there if she ends up gone. But we got eggs standing up, so we know she's been in the box the last 24 hours. Full frame of cat brood. Several drones for this time of year. Same thing on that side. Well, this lighting's terrible now. I can't hardly see a thing. I can smell the goldenrod in these hives. They're starting to stink pretty bad. You get a smell in there, you think, oh, I've got foul brood. No, it's probably goldenrod. Every new beekeeper smells that in the fall and they think, oh, I've got foul brood. But 9 times out of 10, it'll be goldenrod. Well, she's got about 5 frames. Cat brood, so they're doing well. She got cat brood all the way to the last frame, maybe the last frame. Yeah, the last frame got cat brood on it too. This box will have plenty of winter bees, so she's really working on them hard. Like I said, we didn't see the queen. But this light is terrible right here. I can't hardly, got a bunch of dapple shadows and I can't see. Center your frames, keep them tight. I've got a veil on tonight, but the bees have not been too bad. This time of year though, they get pretty protective of their honey. You can have gentle bees all summer long. This time of year they can turn. Next spring they'll be fine again. It's just the time of year it is. We'll set the honey super back on there for the time being. They're not using it any. And actually, they're only they got such a goldenrod flow on right now. They're not hitting the sugar very hard, but I've got it thickened up, so they'll start storing it, not using it for everyday life of the hive. If I remember before we end this video, I got a unique situation going on down there in the yard. kind of run through it and explain it to you guys. I got to stand right at the door here, so they may get a little irate. One, two, three hive beetles in there. These CD cases, I like them. They work really well about giving the bees a place to run them up and keep them crowd and kill them. They do like to propolis. The entrance is shut. You got to clean them out once in a while. We all like this nasty propolis. Storing a little nectar up to the side. This hive has really been slow to build. I don't know. Sometimes just the trauma of getting split changes things, but I don't know if the queen, she always seems to lay quite a few eggs. Open honey and capped honey. This is all goldenrod here. You smell it. Queen's been up here laying within the last 7 days. We got open larvae in there. We started drawing our starter strip. Actually, they're drawing it and filling it full of nectar before the queen gets a chance to lay in. More goldenrod honey. A few 24-hour-old eggs in this spring. She might be on this spring. Didn't put my eyes on it. Full frame, cap brood, all the cells in between there, they're not backfilled. She's got them laid full, or got larvae and eggs in them. This hive is strong enough, it'll make winter too. Not a problem. Now, all you newbies, you can do everything right. And sometimes you just lose bees in the winter. It just happens. For whatever reason. Don't blame yourself. You just got to have enough of them where you've always got enough bees to start over. Cap brood, open brood, a little bit of honey. Pretty good looking hive. time out to show you this. I can get focus on it. You see this brood comb here? It's a lot darker. This brood here is getting ready to hatch out. Here's some more over here. It gets darker just for it. The darker it is, the closer it is to hatching. This is probably going to hatch out in the next 3 days. Weight to it. 45 to 50 pounds. From the looks of it, I say she's in the top of the box. She's probably not going to come back down here until they get the top filled up. Which, that's alright. That's the way it's supposed to work. I'm not seeing no hive beetles. Queen's definitely in the top box. I don't know why she ain't moving back down. She's been kind of finicky. Couldn't get her to move up. Now we can't get her to move back down. Some queens just don't want to work over one box, and the other queens will work 3 boxes high. This is a frame of all nothing but pollen. It's good. They need to get that pollen stored in for the winter. Kind of be the same old for the next couple of weeks. When we get closer to going into winter, you just got to keep maintaining. Little beetle trap back on there. You know our queen was in there. We didn't see the queen at the time. But she's got fresh eggs, so we know she's in there. No queen cell, that's another good indication. They don't always make queen cells, but they most of the time do. That's kind of on that. We're going to walk down here in the yard. Get away from that nasty air conditioner. I've seen this before. This box right here, 144. I was working the yard yesterday and all the bees swarmed out of that box. Opened the box up, they wasn't 15 bees in the whole box. They flew around for about 5 minutes and then they all went back in the box. That's typically a sign that they're going to abscond. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Sometimes bees just up and leave. So I was working the yard today. It was a little later today. That was early yesterday morning, about 11. Today, about 2, they all swarmed out of that box again. Flew around for 2 minutes this time, went back in the box. So after, it took them about 3 hours for them to all get back in there. It's a pretty full box. I opened the box up and looked through it and make sure there wasn't any queen cells, thinking about swarming. Looked up for them good and had eggs and everything. Found a queen in there. So this box is fixing to leave for whatever reason. They're not liking the box. Something's going on. They're not liking it. So I've got the queen caged in there. That's what this brick is laying over the front of the box, telling me that the queen's caged in there. In the intermediate series, we got some 2-frame splits we made kind of late, and they need some help. Need to be built up a little bit going into winter. And I'll pull that queen out of here, put her in the queen bank for in case I need a queen someplace else. I mean, she's a good queen. She's got the box laid up. But the bees typically tell the queen when they're leaving, not the queen telling the bees when they leave. It's the opposite. Everybody thinks the queen is the boss. The queen is the slave. She's just an egg-laying machine. The workers control her to tell her to do whatever thing they do. Anything that goes wrong, they blame the queen. That's why they kill her. So we're going to move that queen to a queen bank next day or 2, and I'll take all them frames out of that box of brood and boost up these 2-frame hives. And that way I don't lose the bees. Because if they abscond, if they swarm, good chance I'll catch them. But they're not queen cells in there. So they're absconding. They're going to leave the box for whatever reason. There ain't no sense losing all them bees in that box. So we're going to use them to build up some 2-framers. Just a little hint. If you have it happen, it's a good chance you need to do something because they're thinking about leaving. Now, if they'd have had queen cells in there, we'd think that they're getting ready to swarm. And then we would cut the queen cells out and give them some more box, or move the queen. So easier to move the queen and requeen it to stop the swarm, and give them another box and requeen it. But just another little tip I thought I'd share with you guys. If you like the videos, hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it. Get notified when we make more videos, and we'll catch you next time.